Okay, so the market is going to open in about a minute and a half. So what we have pre-market is we had the Asia session trading within basically yesterday's day, and then the London session opened up and pushed us lower, retesting basically Monday's lows, and then we grinded higher, grinded back to 715, 720, yesterday's resistance. And so in the pre-market, we try to push above it, got immediately rejected. And so we're now trading within a very tight range, above 6700 psychological level, but right underneath 6715. It's a tight range here, and right now we're slightly below the point of control. I see multiple rejections in the pre-market of my R3 pivot point. I think going into the open, we're gonna see okay, so the market is open. Immediate push higher of the deviation band. Let's see what happens on this 1 minute candle. It's trying to break above the R3 pivot point. Okay, so it's holding so far. Okay, rejections. Okay, nice strong break. Let's see how we close this candle. Also, we have tested 200 EMA on the daily. So yesterday we literally closed at around the 200 EMA on the daily. And then in the London session, we tested below that to 6650 and then reclaimed the 200 EMA. So that will give us an indication that we're probably going to try to push higher of that 200 EMA. All right, so we closed above R3. Still attempting to hold. Let me take a look at SPY. All right, so we are above. Let me take a look here. We're holding VWAP on the SPY NES. Okay, got that message here. Yeah, we tried to hold above R3. We could not hold it. We're still within the value area. Holding the deviation band. So, I don't know why this isn't. Okay, that looks pretty bullish so far. Okay, we get some aggressive buying coming in. I'm gonna draw my 5-minute orb. Okay, so let's take a look. So that aggressive buying has not been rewarded. Okay, we're trying to push again. More buying came in here at the deviation band. Another rejection. Okay, so we got a lower high here. Rejection of VWAP on SPY. Yeah, we're gonna try to probably gonna try shorts, but let's see how this candle holds up. Okay. Rejections. All right. I'm gonna attempt the short here with the stop above this candle. Okay, let's get a rejection of R3 here, otherwise I'm gonna get quickly stopped out. We seem to be holding the deviation bands, and also that's the point of control on ES. Okay, this is what I wanted to see, that lower high. I need that low of the day to break here. Break through R2, and then I'm gonna try to move my stop loss. Yeah, I don't like how this candle, the selling pressure here is getting absorbed. Yeah, that's not, yep, I was gonna say that it wasn't looking great. Okay, so now, since we held R2, since we held the point of control, we're gonna look for a move to the upside. Right, I'm gonna get in a little earlier here, since we held these levels, just to get a nicer and nicer entry and a tighter stop loss. So I get in right above R3. Basically my stop loss is around the upper deviation band on VWAP. My target will get moved to R4. Okay, so Nasdaq is rejecting the VWAP, so that's not great. SPY is attempting to hold the VWAP, which it did now. Okay, so I'm gonna move my stop loss underneath that candle, which is actually a VWAP on SPY. And let's look to get a continuation higher. And again, my conviction for this trade was that maybe in the first 15-30 minutes we're going to pull back a little more to get more liquidity, and then eventually push higher because we did hold the 200 EMA on the daily. Okay, so we're now getting a little bit more aggressive buying up on top here around 67.20. I want to see that getting rewarded. Okay, I like that. I like more aggressive buying here. The problem is if we pull back here right after this aggressive buying, then we're gonna get smacked. Okay, let's get a shallow pullback. Yeah, as long as we get that shallow pullback, then we're good. I don't want to see 50% retracement after aggressive buying like that. We're still not out of the woods. We have definitely trapped a lot of the sellers that were selling towards the end of the day and held the trade overnight. So those traders are cooked. So maybe we'll get more juice to the upside. SPY has $1 until it hits yesterday's highs. Nasdaq has like $3. I like all the buying. This may be a little bit of a grind. Okay. I like that. Well, if we hit yesterday's highs on SPY and get rejected immediately, I will probably take my profits. I mean, 3-2-1 right here is already met with that tight stop loss. But if my stop loss was right here, then the target should be 67.30-ish. All right, a lot of buying here. I like that. So much buying I can't see the candle. Yeah, another push is gonna and we will hit 50 more cents on SPY. Will hit the high of yesterday's. I might just have to wait through a pullback if that happens. And the thing about yeah, I'm gonna take my profits right here. Yep, just hit the target, and the SPY hit the high of the day, yesterday's highs. So that's a very nice trade. And what I'm gonna be looking for is a pullback to this 67.20 area for a possible re-entry, a retest of the orb. All right, so right now I have the basic 10 or 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 11 accounts. 656, about 320, let's say 330 average per account. That's a great profit for the day. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the colors here because you can't see the candles, man, when you have so much buying coming in. Just gotta change opacity to 25 maybe. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe get these candles a little darker. Yeah, what a fantastic push higher. Okay, let's see if we can get a nice pullback. Oh, he wants to grind higher. Interesting. So now we just retested yesterday's highs, pushed higher off of it. I guess it's also because Nasdaq hasn't hit it and it's about to reach it. So we almost hit as R4. Yeah, SPY is attempting to hold. So it broke above the highs and then it's attempting to hold. So break and retest of previous day highs. It's a decent pattern, decent trade, but after this extended move, I'd rather see us pull back to the orb or upper deviation band. I believe we'll continue higher for the day, even targeting I'm gonna say 67.70. Or even higher. This could be a trendy day after yesterday's choppy action. Okay, so now we have, so we just broke below previous day highs, pulling back, probably gonna pull back to what is it's a VWAP on SPY, 67.50, and then Dow should coincide with our upper deviation band and the orb breakout level. So 67.20 is what I'm watching to 67.15. Okay, so aggressive buying came in, but we're pushing lower. Delta is dropping. Come a little lower. All right, so we almost touched the VWAP. Yeah, I think SPY has barely touched it. And it might just reverse here. Yeah, yeah, we are holding 67.20, which was a previous resistance. Yeah, this is a correct pullback. I mean, I'd like to see a dip below and then a reclaim. That'll give me more confirmation for the trade. So let's say something around here. So we'll get in here after a reclaim, stop loss somewhere here. Okay, so we just held the VWAP on SPY. I don't know if the pullback is done. There might be some manipulation here. Give me a proper retest here. Okay, good. Don't leave yet. But it's holding VWAP 67.50, 60 actually, 67.60. Nasdaq is still ways away from VWAP. Come on, give me another push lower. Give me a dip under. Give me a dip under VWAP and possibly retest of R3 pivot point. It might not happen. Nope. I don't know. It's a proper hold of the level, 67.20 level. No, look at that. But for intraday, to try to catch that bounce, you want to see more confirmation. This could be a lower high and another pullback lower. I feel like Nasdaq has to retest that VWAP. But it is holding 602 level, which was also has been our resistance. We couldn't get above that yesterday, and we're holding that today. Man, this might be the hold. Crap is leaving. Train is leaving. Okay, here's where we might get a lower high and then another pullback. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. Another pullback for retest, and then maybe a more proper retest for NASDAQ. We might not get it. I mean, I understand. So we're trying to clear previous day's highs on SPY, and then we have a gap fill above. A gap fill until 676. That's like $4 away. Okay, so I do like this pullback down. Give me that. Okay, so another pullback to VWAP. Quick absorption. So 67.20 is so far the level. I'm gonna put this green zone here. That's our zone. Okay, another retest here, and buying came in. We might have to. Man, I don't want to jump this yet. It's tempting. It would have to be a little smaller position. So the VWAP is trying to hold. NASDAQ is trying to hold 602 level, but it hasn't retested the VWAP. That's my concern. Maybe it just needs time to create another lower high and have this sort of ascending or sort of flag building. Okay, so NASDAQ is now very close to testing VWAP. All right, I like the retest of the deviation band here. And then immediate reclaim. I'm gonna get in here, put my stop loss. Where's the fill? Okay. The only problem I see here is NASDAQ. Yeah. Nasdaq wants to retest that VWAP. All right, I'm closing. I'm tightening the stop loss here, right underneath this wick. I just want to protect the downside here and then get back in it if we manipulate lower and come back. This will tag me here, yeah. Unfortunately, okay, there's the VWAP retest on Nasdaq, and look at that immediate reaction. Come on, let's continue. If we are going to continue, we're going to continue way higher. This will be our target after this retest. Yeah, I like all this buying, just stepping in here. Where's my entry? All right, so the entry is right there. And then my stop loss is literally right there. So to get 3R with this kind of a stop loss, we would already hit it. All right, don't love that pullback here. Come on, attempt to hold. Oh no, the entry is wrong, sorry. Entry is right here. And the stop is right there. Okay, I'm not loving this situation here anymore. I don't like these buyers getting absorbed so quickly. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yeah, looks suspicious. Yeah, we might get manipulated here, man. If we get back in this, let's see. So SPY has now rejected the VWAP. Nasdaq is above 602. Yeah, we might now. This is going to be very tricky to go long anymore. So we got all these rejections, double top. We're back. Yeah, we're now trying to hold R3. However, $67, 670 broken. We're still above the point of control. Let's see what happens here. I mean, it's possible that if we get rejections of value area high, that's a good attempt. I have, now it's sort of difficult to try to find a long, even though the pullback is deep for a good entry. What has happened above this, right? All this buying get trapped, and then we created lower highs. This isn't gonna be easy to try to find a long entry. It's really tricky here. 670 on SPY is a big level also. And we're not trying to hold it. Well, for me, it would have to be break of this orb and then attempt to hold. But then we have the deviation band right here, 6720. Yeah, look at that rejection. I'm tempted to go short here. Let's see if that's the right call. We're now retesting the point of control, so the play is... Okay, no. No, that was a premature entry. This will take longer to play out. This might just flip. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that. I'm getting out. Actually, we're starting to look. Okay, so rejecting VWAP. It doesn't look like a short play anymore. No. It was just a deeper pullback to the point of control. I guess I was correct in the thesis. It's just my entry was premature, and now we're breaking below the point of control. If we get a continuation here, which I'm hoping that we will, then there's at least a room to the lower deviation band if we continue, but it's starting to look like a trappy area to go either way. SPY is testing the lows, sessions lows. It's just the daily is tricky too, because you have that 200 EMA at 66.73, which is actually below my target Yeah, look at this. Right, immediate reclaim. It is expected though, because that's the value area low. But as long as we keep rejecting the point of control 6708, which we did, we should see a flush lower. And then a gap fill till 665.90-ish on SPY. At least that's the game plan. Delta slightly dropping. And again, Nasdaq is a little stronger here than SPY. There's that battle here. Limit orders getting filled at the low of the day. Okay, more aggressive selling stepping in here. This is where we want to break R2. Then we have yesterday's point of control at 66.96, which is about this VWAP here. Oh, look at that. We broke the lows and immediately try to go higher here. That's why I'm saying that this trading day like that is testing all your skills. There's manipulations both ways. We broke the lows. There should be more sell orders right here. This level is putting up a fight here. This should really break down soon. If it doesn't, it's a trap. Okay, some aggressive buying came in here and hopefully we sell through these buyers. Yeah, look at this battle right here. Come on, we need that selling pressure. It doesn't want to give it. Yeah, because this is right above the 67 psychological level. And so there's a lot of limit orders sitting underneath the low of the day. Come on, we need more aggressive selling to step in here. Nope, not yet. And look at this absorption here, man. They might trap sellers if this pushes higher. Come on, smack this thing. It's so iffy looking. I'm trying to trust it, but it's so... Okay, come on. Reject R2. Flush this thing lower, man, at this point. Come on. Very nice. Don't give me no trappy business. Alright, we're testing VWAP on ES. That's 600 on NASDAQ, man. I think that's gonna try to bounce here. Come on, can we break through this? I'm moving my stop loss above R2. Look at this immediate bounce. Yeah, I had to take these profits. Okay, so we now still rejecting R2. Oh, wow. The VWAP is trying to hold on ES. Alright, so this is also point of control. Yesterday's point of control. I'll try to catch this momentum here again. Okay, so there might be a pop and fade of VWAP. So I gotta give it a little bit of room. It's trying to hold R1 and push higher. Okay, stop me out. I'm gonna be looking for another pop. This is 67 that we're reclaiming, and then that strong candle does not look like just a pop and fade. But we are popping to the low of the day. Not low of the day, but opening range low. Okay, so we reclaimed that VWAP on ES. However, we're still underneath R2 and underneath the point of control. I'm gonna try shorts here for a rejection of R2. I'll try to keep my stop loss pretty tight. Okay, doesn't want to go lower immediately. Okay. That's the key, is this candle has to engulf that green candle. If it fails, then I don't want to be in that short. It's trying, but it might make a higher low, so on that VWAP hold. So that's why I'm moving my stop. Yep. It didn't go immediately. It's holding that VWAP on ES. And Nasdaq just held 600 level again. It's just psychological number. Yeah, it looks like we might make that attempt to find another leg higher, or not a leg higher, but a bounce for a reclaim. Okay, so this might be that rejection. Let's see. If we're back in this value area, which we are attempting to get into, yeah, this was that rejection. Let's see. No, all these sell orders are getting bought up. That reclaim of VWAP on ES. But if I were just to continue to trade the orb, those are still the rejections of the orb that you want to see. It's just how it's happening. It's a little tricky. Yeah, Delta is on the positive side. I don't know, that orb seems to be valid, but somehow the price action doesn't look like we want to continue. Maybe it's just gonna take more time. Let me see. There's that view app. Okay, I gotta try. I mean, we broke that view app this time. But no. Again, there's that absorption. There's these orders sitting here. There's some selling pressure, but not enough just to keep going. If looks like this will get me. It did. All right. So the value area low got rejected, but the view app is holding. This looks, honestly, on NASDAQ, it looks like we're gonna bounce higher. It really does. Yeah, I'm gonna have one more trade in me here. All right, so now we reached for VWAP on NASDAQ, and that got rejected, I see. All right. So there is that pop and fade. This is what we needed for the downside. Okay, got it. Got it. I got trapped in there. We needed to retest that VWAP on NASDAQ, it seems. Still have trust issues. Look at this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I guess I got sucked into this battle. And we're basically back in this chop zone that we've been in yesterday. I got back in here because I don't trust the shorts here. We're holding these critical levels. As long as all these aggressive buyers, they get rewarded for this push right here, we're gonna get into the 5-minute orb zone. So hopefully these sellers right here who never got out got trapped, and it will fuel this move. That's the idea. And then if we do continue, my target can easily be the high of the day if we do continue. I'm gonna move. Maybe that's a little premature, but I want to move my stop loss, yeah, right here. Yeah, we broke through the POC value area high. Yeah, this is a great push higher. Let's see how we reach this area here, because I might just take profits. This is view up on SPY. All right, taking profits here if possible. All right, I got some of the losses back. So Nasdaq went through view up easily, and then SPY is trying to do the same here. It's trying to hold 670, which is also the view app on SPY. And then ES is attempting to hold R3, which it did. Yeah, I gotta be very careful. I believe we will continue higher. Okay, we're back to point of control. Let's see if we can find a hold. If we can hold this here. Wow, look at that sell-off. So Nasdaq is testing opening range right now, and then SPY is actually testing the low of the opening range. And that is a point of control on ES right here. I like how we're wicking up. Wow. Yeah, I guess we are continuing lower here, or maybe we're just gonna continue sideways. We're back in that chappy zone that we've been in yesterday. I mean, it seems logical that we will retest previous day's lows, because right now we're in the middle of the zone. And then so technically I should try to go short in here underneath this orb and the rejection of R2 pivot. Oops. But in the context of where we are, it's so tricky. Yeah, look at this VWAP hold on ES. We're gonna be back in we're back in our 5-minute orb zone. I mean, look at this. There's a triple bottom on Nasdaq and multiple holds on SPY of 668.50. We still have the point of control at around 67.08. So I'd like to be above that. Okay, so R2 is attempting to hold, which is a value area low. Let's see if we can hold this. Looks like we can. Then that's an interesting area to get to buy right here. But that candle is not done, so let's wait. 15 more seconds for this to close. Yeah, doesn't seem like the selling is there. Okay. Looks like eventually we'll go higher. It just looks to me, has that look that we will try to push higher. But don't know when. Because right now we're still rejecting the point of control. I don't know, I might be misreading this here. Following the orb, rejections of R2 here, looks like we should get into a short position. But the price action is so whippy. Okay, so I'm selling, stepping in here. Below value area low. Yeah, I think we were gonna broke 600 on Nasdaq, and I think now it's gonna try to test the previous day's lows. I really do. Give me a little bit of a pullback to VWAP. Here's R1, immediate break of R1. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe at this point I'll just wait for us to test previous day's lows and then maybe try to look for a long opportunity. Because getting in here for a short, it's a little tricky with the proper stop loss. The problem with that is that we might not get that bounce at previous day's lows. Yeah, this is really crazy. I mean, we're bouncing at a level that's... This is the Asia's opening print. Lots of buying came in here. I mean, how do you go short here, man? It's tricky. We broke the low of the day. There's still $2 more to test yesterday's lows on SPY. Okay, pushing lower. Oh man. Yeah, I can see another leg lower here. And this is 598 on NASDAQ, which we've held multiple times yesterday. This might be like a relief bounce here. Okay, so a flush. Let's see if we can get a flush through this level and immediate reclaim. The thing is that we're so close now to yesterday's lows that I think we're gonna test it first before anything. Yeah. No, I wish I was in that trade when we got these rejections, huh? Okay, let's see. It's gotta be one more push lower. Okay, so this is lower deviation band. Come on, go to 6670. Is that where 200 EMA is? Okay. It's at 6672-ish area. Okay, so we have a hold of lower deviation band, but we haven't tested the lows yet. There might be another push lower before we see a reversal. No. All right. All right, so I guess we bounce off that 598 on NASDAQ. It does look like a pop and fade. And another leg lower. No selling came in. Come on, give me that retest. If we get to yesterday's lows, then that would be an extra confirmation for me to look for a reversal. This right here is not bad because we held the deviation band and trying to absorb the sellers, but I don't think the move is done yet. I think there's another leg lower. Come on, give us that flash lower. So it's trying to build this structure, and now I want to see a flash lower and a reclaim. That flash lower has to test previous day's lows. Nasdaq is about to test it. It's a little closer than SPY. Come on. I guess it's close enough. No. Okay, there it comes, I think. There it goes. This might happen quickly. Nasdaq is now testing the lows right now. SPY is not yet. Come on. 30 more cents. Alright, so Nasdaq broke below. SPY is getting there. More selling. More selling. Okay, so Nasdaq is underneath, broke below. Let's get that reclaim. Yeah, I see absorption. There you go. Let's get all these sellers. All right, push through it. All right, so it's continuing lower. That was the only thing for me that we might not have that bounce. Okay, I can try to scalp this here. Let's see if that scalp will work out. There's a lot of aggressive buying that came in here after we broke the lows. If it doesn't rebounds immediately on the next candle, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, we are not reclaiming yet. It is a little bit like catching falling knives, but there's the a little order flow confirmation for me. Is it enough to absorb this move? It might not be. Now it's very important that we do reclaim the lows. Here's the lows. I want to flash, go through that really quick. If it doesn't, then we're going to get stepped out. Is it enough to find a reversal? Let's see. 15-minute. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, really. The RS2 pivot point is holding, but we're still underneath yesterday's lows. The entry is not bad. It's just I'm anticipating the break back up, and that anticipation may not pay out. Okay, some more buying coming in, and if these buyers don't get rewarded, we're gonna continue lower. Yeah, there you go. That candle right here, that's a death candle for this move. Yeah. It's a very bearish situation for the markets. We are now below 200 EMA on ES futures. Yeah, looking at the trading day in hindsight, there was a nice opportunity to go short after the rejection of point of control and then R2. That's in hindsight, because the 1 minute was a little tricky. I'm starting to like these reclaims. S3, pivot point. Yeah, Nasdaq is attempting to hold some key demand levels on the daily. SPY is a tricky one because it broke yesterday's lows. It's got room to go lower. Like that, we're starting to build a base down here. Seeing some aggressive selling being bought up. The safest entry would be the reclaim of previous day lows and a retest, which would be the same as the lower deviation band. But more aggressive entry with tighter stop loss could be down here. Okay, all right. It's starting to look a little better for reversal. What's happening also is I missed that move to the downside. So now I'm trying to look for something that will work. And I don't want to force anything. I need to be objective. We are weak for the day. It's a really downtrending day. However, if we can reclaim that yesterday's lows, which we're trying to do so right now, so we bounce off of S2. We're trying to push through. All right, so now we're retesting previous day lows on SPY. But I need to see a break above that and then a pullback, a retest. Okay, so we're back above. Give us a pullback here, just a tight pullback. Don't just keep going. Come on, monkey. Here's S1. Okay, pull back. Just prove it that you're ready to reverse. And hold the 200 EMA for today. Come on. It's not enough. Oh man. There you go. Are you gonna hold? Okay, selling, come in and... So NASDAQ hasn't really broke above. We're attempting to hold it right now. Okay, I got that hold. Let's see if this will continue. I had to get in here. This move back up might get a lot of pivot points. A lot of areas for pivots. So I'm not sure how quickly we're gonna try to go back up. I'd like to have my target up here, but it all depends how we attempt to get there. I mean, SPY is now approaching, what's that moving average that I have here? That's an, what is it? It's a 50 EMA. Hey puppies, what's up? I might gonna have to just leave it alone and see how it plays out. Have the stop loss what it is, not try to tinker with it, and let that push back higher. Since we swept the lows, we're back in the same zone. Holding 200 EMA on a daily. Alright, I'm gonna let this play, I'll be right back. Alright, there's a lot of buyers who are trying to find another leg lower or pivot lower here. And we might pull back again to the lower deviation band, or at least S1 pivot. But I am still expecting a move back up higher. It's just how we're gonna get there might be a lot of pivots. The point of control is still at 67.08, which is way up there. And ES will try to gravitate towards that, right? So it will try to get into balance. Right now we're out of balance. We're pulling back to Nasdaq's yesterday's lows for another retest. Hey, puppy. Yeah, so Nasdaq is retesting the lows. I have to be patient through this. We're back to my entry. I hate when that happens because I didn't take any profits. We're back to the entry. Don't feel like adding to the position. This is very critical that this pivot holds. This Nasdaq is not looking so great. Now it's a little more tempting to add, but being down on the day, I don't want to increase my risk size just to make up my loss. Wow, Nasdaq is now below again. It's still a fight. This area has to hold. If it doesn't, then I'm cooked. Yeah. And I will be I'm defeated for the day. Yeah, I got stepped out. Okay, here's that manipulation and a hold. Is this enough to push back up higher again? No, maybe not. It's that discrepancy too. It's Nasdaq is now below yesterday's lows. SPY is trying to hold above. I like that. I will add here. Come on, give me that higher low and push off of the yesterday's lows. No, not yet, at least. All right, so I keep getting stopped out in here. I still think that we're getting the absorption that we want. No. Seems like the selling is too strong for that previous day low to hold. Yeah, if we didn't manage to hold yesterday's lows, now it looks like ES is just going to continue going lower, trying to retest London's lows. Here's where we're going to probably flush lower. And there's buying coming up here. We have these buyers stepping in just like we did before. It's hard to trust this double bottom, especially though we have the previous day low right here. It's trying to long anything to previous day lows, which doesn't make sense. So there's that push lower after all these buyers get absorbed. Yeah, not yet. $60-minute. Okay, let's see if we can try continuing with the trend here. No. S3 is holding. Seems like because I missed that big move, now I'm on the wrong side of the trade every time I try to get in. The thesis is correct, but then timing the entry, right? So I'm trying to short the lows here, which is not easy to do. It's usually a trappy situation. Thesis is that there's more selling pressure underneath the previous day lows. But the question is this the correct entry right here? Do we wait for a pullback to S2 first? I mean, these rejections, they do look good. But again, this is the low of the day, S3 area. I don't know. It looks like a bounce. Just the speed of the tape. All right, okay. Well, it's curling up too. All right, give me one win for the day, because I'm gonna have to call it. Okay. That's okay. Where's the aggressive selling? Come on. Oh, you monkey. No. That's it. That's a reversal. Still selling pressure. That's looks like we're curling up a little here, and yeah, I don't think I'm really trading well today. My P&L reflects that for sure. I missed some key moves, and now I'm trying to scalp these relief bounces. The continuations are not working for me. How come my position is 10? My stop loss is 5 here. Okay, I'm not sure why that happened. Come on. Don't love the fill. I'm a little late to the party. All right, I'm gonna call it for today. Definitely not my day.